program is proudly brought to you by Carrera Holdings in association with Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Local Enterprise Authority.
Welcome to another insightful episode of the Enterprise Advisory Show with myself, Thabiso Florence Pape. Today's installment is on how to identify a problem and create solutions that sell. Let's explore a bit further. What does it really mean to solve a problem with a product and service? And how is it linked to business viability?
You need to identify a problem, then you can be able to manufacture or provide a product or a service that will provide a solution, that will be a solution to the problem. So you basically just need to know what it is that you're dealing with. Is it a pain? Is it a gain for whoever it is that is going to be buying or using that solution that you're bringing?
Spend 90% of your energy understanding your customer. Entrepreneurs and business, we fall in love with our products. We come up with a product that we really love, and then we try to convince the rest of the world to love that product. Do it the other way around. Get to understand what your customers' problems are, then come up with a solution to that. And you should only love your product or service in so much that it is solving a customer problem. So I actually don't care about products or services. I don't care. I'm obsessed with what my customer needs. And I'll change products and I'll change services all day, every day, 10 times a day, as long as I'm doing the one thing which I need to do, which is solving my customers' actual problems. So please stop talking about products or services. Those aren't real things. Customer problems are real things.
The featured enterprises have been able to position themselves to come up with viable solutions for the problems that they have identified as per their industries. Let's hear from our experts how they have accomplished this.
We realize that there is a gap. There's a gap between the number of people that have access to pure digital content. And that's because the number of cell phones that are available for entry level and medium level are quite limited. So as we felt that that is the problem that needs solving, we addressed it by being the bridge to that gap. And then we rolled out phones, different phones, feature phones, smartphones, so that the underprivileged, those entry-level people can also have access.
But what we felt was that there were several issues with the way that insurance, particularly in the short-term insurance, was being currently sold, which means consumers and businesses dealt through brokers to buy insurance. So we came in with a unique distribution model, which was to change the way that insurance was sold. So we said, let's sell insurance directly to the public, us, and if we are cheaper than their current provider, then we'll obviously score some business. Previous to Alpha Direct entering into this market, insurance was underwritten on what's called a pooling of risks basis or a general underwriting philosophy. The market was not pricing risk correctly. And so we brought about individual underwriting, which means we take the unique risk profile of an individual, we look at several factors, and then based on that unique risk profile, we create a unique price based on the risk of that particular individual or that particular business.
I was an engineer by profession. I'd worked in engineering my whole life. So that was the industry I understood the most. I understood the market, I understood the people, I had a network in it. I could picture the whole value chain, which meant that I had a clear idea of where the opportunities were. So I had a unique understanding of the pain points and the needs of the customer, having had been the customer. So the gap that I specifically saw in my first business, which was an engineering services business, was that although the mining industry is global and regional, a lot of the service providers were local. So you'd have an engineering services in a specific town, and there wasn't really anyone who had built a business that could serve customers across multiple locations and multiple geographies. So the industry was quite, and still is quite, fragmented, lots of little businesses, and I saw an opportunity to consolidate the industry and build a truly multinational world-class engineering services company in an industry that was typically populated by lots of smaller, individually, locally specified businesses.
Segmenting your market is said to be fundamental in fulfilling the specific needs of each market you are targeting.
It's very important for you to be able to know who your market is, because it becomes easier for you to actually know how to sell to that market, because every market has certain characteristics. So you have to identify a market and study the characteristics so that you can know how they want to be, whatever it is that you're selling or providing can be sold to them. You'll know exactly where to find them, and you'll know how sustainable it is for you to be able to offer them that service or product.
We, prior to 2018, didn't have a very good idea about how to segment our market. We went in and we simply tried to sell our product to as many people as we possibly could, because we believed that everybody would respond to our solution. The reality is that not everybody is going to respond to your solution, and even those that do may not immediately respond. We have a tendency to imagine that this could be a problem for people. This is an issue for people, and it very well may be a problem for them, but are they willing to pay to solve that problem is the question that you have to ask yourself. And not only ask yourself, but ask them, ask the people who you're trying to solve the problem for. Would you be willing to pay if I was able to solve this problem for you? I can give you an example. When we launched our Insurance in a Box products, which was a unique solution to the problem we were trying to solve. We went physically, I personally went along with a whole team, we went physically to filling stations, to the bus rank, to supermarkets, all over the show, and we talked to people who fit our target persona. And when I say target persona, it's very important to have a detailed target persona which is based on your own research, where you sit down and you look at these people who you're trying to target and you say, what is the lifestyle of this person? And then you go and find them, and then you ask them questions about what their preferences are, what their problems are. Is this really a problem for them? And then thirdly, is it something that they would be willing to pay for?
Then it becomes easy for you to come up with a strategy to market, to promote your business, and to know what prices to put on your products or services. And that way it becomes a benefit for you, because you can easily be able to calculate the sustainability of your business. It makes it easy for you to know how far or how long you can go on with whatever it is that you're selling, from the response or understanding who you're actually selling it to.
Okay, for me, as an entrepreneur, as well as us here as a manufacturer, our target market is broken into resellers, distributors, retails, as well as government and corporates. So their target markets are the end customer. We produce for these business-to-business transactions, and they then will now tell us their target market, and we will design and create according to their target market. I'll give you an example. The government is one of our biggest clients. Their target market currently is secondary and primary and secondary schools, because they're digitizing all of the education sector. Therefore, by default, when we sit down at the table with this client, we'll create a product that addresses the needs of that target market. A rugged device which, when it falls multiple times, does not break. A device that maybe has a SIM slot, because some of the schools are in the rural areas and will rely on mobile technology instead of Wi-Fi technology. Things such as water resistant, because children are prone to making mistakes. So what we create will be in collaboration with our client, who in this case is the government.
Our guests go on to share how strategic partnerships have been key to catapult their business to the next level.
So every company has to have strategic partnerships. Alpha Direct is no exception to that rule. We have strategic partnerships with repairers, with parts suppliers, with assessment companies, with all sorts of entrepreneurs from all walks of life. On the marketing side, we have strategic partnerships. So on every single aspect, we need strategic partners. The word strategic is very important. You can get into a partnership with anybody, but when does a partnership become strategic? When it aligns with your strategy as a business. So you are saying, I'm going to solve this problem for this customer. If the solution that somebody else is providing aligns with you being able to provide that solution to your customer, then it's a strategic partnership.
For example, if you are into events, if you're a person who offers stages and lighting, it would be significant for you to be able to have other entrepreneurs who are into catering, who are into events decor, because that way you can be able to partner with them. And while you are busy promoting and selling your business, they can also be busy promoting and selling their business, but including you. Because then if they sell a service as a unit, there is a higher value in being able to capture a certain market. And it can make it easier for gain a market. Indirectly, there's another entrepreneur who's working to support you and also pitch for you and propose for you as they're selling their own business.
Because nobody can have the capital, the resources, the energy, the processes, and the systems to deliver a product or a service entirely from end to end to their customer.
Excellent. Entrepreneurship is a team sport. So I might not have the money and the resources, but do I believe that the money is somewhere? Is there money in this world? Yes. Is there equipment in this? All the skills, everything I need to start my business is somewhere in this world. Just because I don't have it doesn't mean someone else out there doesn't have it. So simply put, again, with this kind of team thinking, I knew I couldn't do this alone. So me and my business partner, first of all, at the lowest level, it was me and my business partner. So we started off with 2 brains from day one. So we're able to create a map, a recipe book, so to speak, of all the ingredients that we needed. And it was a lot. We needed several millions of Buddha to start our business, which we did not have. Teamwork. If you don't have things, you have to get other people to help you. So we created a compelling vision that other people wanted to buy into. So we started about raising funds. So it took us about 2 years. We went on investor roadshows. We pitched to investors. We pitched to family and friends. We pitched to everyone who would listen. And as we were pitching our ideas, we refined that. And the beautiful thing about telling you no, being told no, is that you have the opportunity to ask someone, why did you say no to this investment? And if you do that, every time someone says no, your business proposal, your business idea gets better and better and better and better and better. And after about 2 years of being told no and refining our proposal, we got our first yes. So we were able to raise a bunch of money from about 15 to 20 private investors. We then took that money. It's amazing. When you have no money, the banks don't want to talk to you. If you have some money, the banks are willing to help you. So we raised money from private investors. We then went to the banks to raise the rest as debt, and that was what we were able to use then to capitalize and start the business.
Strategic partnerships are very important, integral to the growth of this organization. Without them, we cannot prosper. So we ensure that we align ourselves with the vision of the country as well. And our partnership, major mandatory partnership, is with the leadership of this country. So as a manufacturer, we are doing our part as part of being a diversified economy and reaching the goal of being a high-income country. So our partnership is with the leadership. Then we also have partnerships with other organizations such as the Botswana Investment Trade Center. We partner with them because they will take us to other countries so we can push our export mandate, right? And we've also partnered with the likes of your Botswana Innovation Hub. They will give us a hub for us to be able to have, to birth our innovation, and they will give us at a competitive price. And bearing in mind that we are still growing, they will be more lenient than having to have a landlord who is going to breathe down your neck for every missed payment. So those are kind of the agreements and partnerships we have. But we also have partnerships with other companies outside of Botswana. With Airtel in Uganda, we provide for them phones.
The reality on the ground is that we still have many entrepreneurs who are not so keen on strategic partnerships, but they fear that their ideas will be stolen.
That is a very, very real thing, and it's a legitimate fear. And here's the thing. The harder the problem you're trying to solve, the less likely someone is to steal your idea. Unfortunately, as Botswana and Botswana do that, we tend to do relatively simple businesses. We tend to copycat. Someone starts a car wash, there's 50 car washes. Someone starts a restaurant, someone starts a butchery, we're all trying to do farming. mostly the same way. We're all trying to, so there's a range of very generic businesses that we're all trying to do. And we'll say, oh, Smangmang's making madi in growing tomatoes. So we all try to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's nothing unique about that. There's no USP there. The more difficult and complicated your idea is, the harder it is to steal. So that's the first thing. So my first advice is, tackle a really challenging problem. Don't go for superficial problems that everyone else can do. Secondly, pick who you approach carefully. This is where your network, this is where people you know matters. Don't just go to any old Tom, Dick, and Harry with the idea. Try to pick people of integrity, try to pick people of vision. And if your idea can easily be done by someone else, it probably isn't that great of an idea. Primarily,
have a non-disclosure agreement. If you are very worried that somebody will steal, ensure it's signed. And ensure that it's created by a lawyer and it's binding, that your idea will not be stolen. But let me tell you, there's no one who stands alone. No man is an island. You need these partnerships. You need people who will call you to the core and drive your mandate with you. Do not be afraid of partnerships. Do not be afraid of strategic partnerships. Protect yourself legally if you have to, but ensure you have the partners that will guide and grow your company and ensure that it's sustainable throughout the ages.
A big thank you to our guests for sharing their insights with us. Join us on Thursday for part 2 of this episode. From me and the Enterprise team, it's bye for now.